Welcome to the aXcelerate learning series. In this lesson, we'll be covering the following topics. Each section is bookmarked and timestamped for easy navigation. You can also adjust your video playback speed to suit your own pace. To help you get the most out of this lesson, we do recommend that you download our notes guide within the description box below, and do take notes as you go through the video to help form questions for the Q&A session. I'll hand you over to our expert now. Happy learning.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the aXcelerate lesson series. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the more advanced finance features in aXcelerate. Some of the system areas I will be covering include third-party accounting software, payment gateways, discounts, finance models, and payment plans. Specifically, I will be taking you through a short overview of accounting software integrations, a short overview of payment gateways, how to create and apply discounts, how to build and use finance models, as well as how to build and apply payment plans. Before we start, I wanted to take you through some key introduction points. Now, simple invoicing and payments have been covered in a previous lesson, so I recommend that you can go back and watch the Finance Basics lesson plan if you have not already seen that. There are more advanced finance tools in aXcelerate besides just invoicing. For example, we have integrations with accounting software for accelerating data transfer. We have integrations with payment gateways to facilitate processing credit card transactions. The discounts area will help to dynamically modify the total costs of your course. Payment plans and finance models break up courses' costs into portions. I would like to highlight that not all of these tools may be relevant to you at this stage, so you can skip through the video if necessary. It is very important to try all things shown today in your staging environment, as finance data is very hard to remove or clear once you've set them up in the account. In this section, I'm going to be providing you with an overview of the accounting software integrations available in aXcelerate. aXcelerate has built-in integrations with 3 platforms: Xero, MYOB Account Write, which is cloud-based, and QuickBooks. Let's talk about Xero. Xero supports a 2-way integration: invoices exported out of aXcelerate and payments imported into aXcelerate. MYOB and QuickBooks only support an export out feature, which means that payments must be manually reconciled. Setting up the integration will not be shown today, as these differ between platforms and can get somewhat involved. We recommend that you read up on our relevant help documentation. If you are using Xero or MYOB integration, it is important not to create finance codes directly in aXcelerate. Finance codes should be imported from those platforms instead. It may be possible to integrate with other accounting software, including MYOB Advanced, via the aXcelerate API, but it will be up to you to work with a third-party developer to achieve this. In this section, I will provide an overview of our available payment gateway integrations. aXcelerate has built-in integrations with 2 payment gateways, eWay and EzyPay. Both of these payment gateways can process credit card payments on an online enrollment form or manually against any raised invoice in the system. However, EzyPay can also facilitate direct debit payment plans if desired. I'm going to show you now how to navigate to an unpaid invoice and how the credit card feature works. First up, we are going into the finance area, finance management. I'm going to search for the list of unpaid invoices in the system and click on any one of them. To process a credit card payment, simply go to Payments on the left and click on Process Credit Card Payment. A pop-up box will show up where you can enter the student's credit card details when your payment gateway integration is completed. It is also possible to insert URLs in templates that provide a link for students to go and make a credit card payment directly. We recommend that you check through our help guide documentation to see full details about setting up and using these gateways. In this section, I will be showing you how to create different types of discounts. This feature sits under your Finance menu, under Discounts. If you cannot see this area, you may need to contact our customer support to have the Discounts feature turned on. Discounts act as a tool to modify your course prices in a consistent manner, as opposed to manually altering the price each time at a course or enrollment level. Let's look at how to create a new discount. At the top of the page, there is the Add New Discount button, which we will click on. I will take you through the different discount types available in the system. The first one is our category discount type. This alters the price if the contact has a specific contact category. Next, we have concession discount type. This alters the price if a concession is applicable. This is manually determined but can be tied to custom fields, which can act as a criteria. Moving on, we have our early bird discount type. This alters the price if the enrollment takes place a defined number of days before course commencement. We also have the group discount, which alters the price if a certain number of contacts are enrolled into a course simultaneously. Please note that this feature does not work with online enrollments. The membership discount type alters the price if a certain membership portfolio type exists in that contact portfolio. The organization discount type alters the price if the contact is linked to a particular organization. Finally, the promotion code discount type alters the price if a specific code is entered during the enrollment process. I will now explain the calculation methods that you see here. Percent of allows you to apply a proportional reduction via percentage, for example, 10% of the course price. Flat rate discounts effectively overrides the existing price. And finally, flat rate off provides a flat reduction of the course price. I will now explain the remaining key fields. Expiry date refers to the discount being available until a certain time. For example, if you're having an Easter or a Christmas promotion, you may want to set an expiry date where the discount will not work past a certain date. The total cap field allows you to add a maximum cap, where the discount will stop working after the total usage equates to a combined savings amount. As seen in this example, a $10 discount will stop after 5 users if the total cap is set to $50. This is especially useful when used as voucher discounts. The email domain restricted field allows you to apply discounts to support bookings or purchases from contacts that have an email address matching this domain. Finally, the Apply Globally To field allows you to apply the discount for all courses. I am now going to create 2 types of discounts, an organization type discount and a promotion code discount. Let's look at how to do that. I will start by clicking on Add New Discount and giving the discount type a name. For example, the organization that I would like to apply the discount to is called Movie World. Therefore, I will type the name so that I know who the organization is for. I will then select the discount type of organization. This discount can then be assigned when updating an organization. I will select the calculation method of % off and say that all staff or students coming from Movie World will receive a 20% discount off the course cost. Ensure that we do not tick the training box off and simply hit the submit button. And this is how you create an organization type discount. I will now demonstrate how to create a promotion code discount type. I will click on Add New Discount to begin with and provide the discount with a name. For example, I'm going to create a Labor Day discount. The discount type will be selected as promotion code, and over here I can enter the code which students can apply when using this discount. I will select the calculation method as flat rate off, for example, and state that students will get $50 off when they apply this discount. Ensure that the Apply Globally to checkbox is not ticked off. We'll now hit Submit. And this is how you can create an organization type or promotion code type discount. In this section, I will show you how to apply and use the discounts that we have just created. Now, unless applied globally, discounts normally need to be linked to organizations or courses in order to be accessed for enrollments. We shall start with the organization discount. Earlier, I had created an organization type discount called Movie World. As such, let's navigate to the organization called Movie World and apply the discount to that. Locating the Movie World organization, we will hit the pencil icon on the right. Next, as we scroll down, you will see the organization discount field available. You can then select the Movie World discount. Finally, scroll down and submit to lock the changes in. Please note that only one discount can be applied per organization. Now let's look at how to apply promotion type discounts to qualifications and workshops. To apply a discount against a qualification, we will locate the qualification on Courses, Qualifications, and then find a qualification to assign the discount to. As we scroll down, you can see a discounts section here. You can choose to, for example, place the Labor Day discount under this course, scroll down, and hit the Submit button to lock in changes. Next, let's navigate to workshop types. Clicking into any workshop type of your choice, as you scroll down the page, you will also see the discount fields option, where you can select the discount that you would like to apply against the workshop. Once you've selected that, simply scroll down and click on Submit to lock in the changes. Discounts added in these areas will be automatically available for any class or accredited workshop instance under that qualification or workshop type that's created afterwards. Now, let's navigate to a previously created class that has a price and a finance code. We are going to update this class and add the promotional code discount. Navigating to Courses and Classes, we will look for this particular class that we are using in this example and click on the pencil icon beside it. As we scroll down, I'm just making sure that there is a course fee against the course, as well as an assigned finance code as such. Down below, you can assign the discount that you would like to apply to this class. Once these 3 fields have been entered, simply update class to lock in the changes. I'm now going to enroll a student and demonstrate how the promotional code works. Clicking into the class, I will hit the enroll button at the top and enroll one of the students, called Elton John. I will scroll down the enrollment page and proceed to enroll Elton. This is your finance or invoicing setup page. Therefore, as we scroll down, we can now add the promotional code discount. As such, you can see that the discount is applied immediately against Elton after entering the promo code. Simply scroll down and hit Submit to lock in the changes or proceed to create an invoice for Elton. I will now demonstrate how to do this against a workshop booking. Previously, I had assigned a discount code against the First Aid and CPR workshop type. I will now locate an existing First Aid and CPR workshop and book a student in. Once again, I'm going to book Elton John into this workshop. As I proceed past the booking page, it will lead me to the invoice or financing page. And once again, I can apply the Labor Day promo code against Elton's booking. As we can see, the original price was $50. However, with the $50 discount, Elton is now enrolling into the course at $0. As you familiarize with the different discount settings, I will encourage you to test out the different discount options to see what works for you. And always remember to trial all of these out in staging before moving to your live environment. In the previous lesson series, class enrollments will generally set the course fees and invoice against the contact being enrolled. However, this may not always be the case, as employers and third parties may be responsible for the cost instead. For example, a parent may be paying for their child. Therefore, finance models are a tool unique to class enrollments that allows for quick division of course costs amongst different parties. Finance models are sometimes required to successfully report certain forms of government funding. We encourage you to check the help documentation about specific requirements for states. To start building a finance model, we are going to head to Finance and click on Finance Models. I am going to add a new finance model. The name is what you would enter to describe the finance model. This is for internal use only. Qualification allows you to select a specific qualification to apply the finance model to. The state allows you to also select the state which the finance model applies to, because finance models are commonly used in government funding. The cost contribution allows you to select whether the finance model is based on a percentage or a value. Please note that only one can be used at a time. Finally, value combines is only relevant for state VAT misreporting. Further down the page, we will see different sections: participant funded, employer funded, and other funded. If you see an additional section called government funded, please note that this is a deprecated field and should never be used. The student or participant funded field allows you to enter the portion of fee that the enrollee or student will be responsible for. The employer funded field allows you to enter the portion of fee that the employer of the student's organization will be responsible for. Finally, for the other funded field, this allows you to enter the portion to be allocated to the manually designated contact other than the student, for example, the parent of the student. Costs can be set at a qualification, unit or hourly rates and can have non-tuition items attached. For example, if I say that the tuition fee is $5,000, once you enter an amount against the tuition fee field, it allows you to select whether it's $5,000 per qualification, per unit of competency, or perhaps $5,000 per hour. I will now demonstrate how to create a couple of different finance models with different properties each. The first finance model I'm going to create is student funded, and it's costing $20 per unit for the student. I will choose the qualification to apply it to. I will also select the state that this model applies to. I will tick the participant funded section and say that it's $20 per unit. I will scroll down and submit to lock in the changes. Now I'm going to create a different finance model where it is both the employer and the student contributing. In this scenario, the student will be paying $1,000 and the employer will be paying $1,000, bringing the total tuition fee costs of the course to $2,000. You can see how I have selected both the participant funded and the employer funded sections, entered the amounts against them, and set the type to per qualification. I will click Submit to lock in the changes. Also, finance models can be duplicated. Therefore, if you have several different finance models that have slight differences, you can always duplicate them by clicking on this icon on the right. And this allows you to chop and change the values or the properties. The only thing you need to be aware of when duplicating a finance model is that the qualification is locked in. You will not be able to change the qualification for a duplicated finance model. Now that you've learned how to create finance models, let's look at how to use them. I am now going to navigate to a class. Let's look at how to apply a finance model against a class. To do that, simply select one of your classes and click on the pencil icon. Then scroll down and locate the finance model field. Then apply the finance model at the class level. When you do that, this means that any student enrolled into this class will inherit this finance model. You can always choose to override the finance model at the student enrollment level if required. I will now show you how to enroll a student and apply the finance model at the student enrollment level. I am now going to enroll a new contact into this class. Let's say his name is Bob Marley. Simply proceed with your usual enrollment processes by scrolling down the screen, entering all the required details and enroll contact. On this page, you'll be entering Bob Marley's finance details, including the finance model. I can now select the student-funded finance model that I had created earlier. This finance model was set to be $20 per unit of competency. Therefore, you can see that aXcelerate has calculated an overall tuition fee costs based on the number of units that Bob Marley has been enrolled in. Finally, scroll down and proceed to save changes or issue the participant invoice. If you cannot see a finance model available for selection, you will need to check the class qualification first. To proceed with an invoice, simply select Set up Participant Invoice Now and hit the Submit button. As you can see on this page, each individual unit is itemized against the invoice, and it's $20 per unit of competency. To confirm that the invoice can be created, simply scroll down and Create Invoice. Now let's look at how to apply the student and employer-funded finance model. For this to work, we need to ensure that the contact is linked to an organization that has an employer contact. In this case, we are going to look at Movie World. Under the Movie World Update button, as we scroll down, we can see that there is an employer, John Gibbs, assigned against the organization. Therefore, it is important that this setting is populated. Now let's enroll a student who is linked to Movie World. Hit the Enroll button and we are going to search for a student. Joe Blocks is a student who is employed by Movie World. Therefore, I'm going to enroll Joe Blocks. As we proceed and skip past the enrollment screen, we are coming to the Invoice of Finance page again. This time, I'm going to select the finance model of employer and student funded. As we scroll down below, we can see that these fields are automatically populated by the finance model. The student will be paying $1,000 and the employer, in this case Tracy Matters, will be paying $1,000. The reason her name is there is because she has been set as the payer of the organization. This means all invoices assigned to that organization will be handled by Tracy Matters. Simply scroll down and hit the Submit button to lock the details in. Once you've done that, you can scroll down the page to review your finance details. As we can see here, Joe Blocks needs to pay $1,000 and Movie World or Tracy Matters needs to pay $1,000. And this is how you can apply a finance model where a student and employer will be both contributing to the total course fees. I strongly encourage you to practice building and using finance models in staging, and I recommend that you contact your onboarding consultant if you have any questions not explained by our help guides. In this section, I will take you through how to build payment plans in aXcelerate. In aXcelerate, there are two potential forms of payment plans. It is very important to know the difference between these two types. First up, we have aXcelerate payment plans, which can be accessed under Finance and Payment Plans. This feature is available to all users, and it attempts to create a new invoice for each installment. Therefore, if you split your tuition fee into 4 installments, you would be expected to create 4 invoices prior to each installment's due date. The other type of payment plan that we have is what we call EzyPay payment plans, down below as such. This is only available with that payment gateway integration, and this creates a direct debiting schedule against a single invoice. You would be using this payment plan if you wish for a payment gateway to automatically deduct money from the student's bank account at a regular basis, such as weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. Only the internal aXcelerate payment plans will be demonstrated today, but there are shots outlining the EzyPay setup. Internal payment plans are generally only usable with class enrollments and are not compatible with workshop finance. Payment plans are meant to be generic master templates that can be reused and are not specific to any one person. It is also possible to apply payment plans for employer or other funded portions created by finance models. To get started, navigate to Finance Payment Plans and create a new payment plan. Now let's look at how to create your payment plan. The name would be what you enter for internal use only, and you would want to be as specific as you can so that you know which payment plan you are selecting when applying to the student. Ideally, it should contain the course code and how many installments it will have. The minimum total section allows you to enter the total cost of the course. This means that if the cost of the tuition fee were to fall below the minimum total, the payment plan option will not show up for that student. Finally, the description is also an internal use field where you can add additional information about what this plan is for. I'm going to start by entering a name, and I'll say it's for 2 installments. I'm going to apply this payment plan to a $5,000 course, and I'll hit submit. On this page is where you can start setting your payment plan rules. The amount is what you would enter for the first installment. This can be set as a dollar amount or a percentage. Please note that only one of these modes can be used across the entire payment plan. You cannot have a combination of both. The type is what you would select for when that particular installment plan is due. For example, is it due upon enrollment, a number of days after the start date, or perhaps a number of weeks or months after the start date? The description is what you'll enter to describe that particular installment. For example, is it a deposit, a first installment, second installment, or so on and so forth. Items are what you can select when you have finance items built out in aXcelerate. This is found under Finance Items List. In this example, I have already created a finance item called Admin Fee for $50. This allows you to assign the finance item by default to each payment plan. The rule order specifies the sequence or the order of that particular installment. Now let's go ahead and build this payment plan out. In this example, my first installment is going to be $2,500 that's due upon the qualification start date. I will set the description as first installment. Because this is a 2 installment payment plan, it is important to add another rule so that I can build out the second installment. Simply hit submit, and this takes me to the next page where I can create the second installment. The second installment is worth $2,500 again, and I will set it to be due, say for example, 3 months after the start date. I will enter the description of second installment. Now that I've built out all the installments I want, I can simply hit submit but not tick add another rule because I do not want to add a third installment. Let's look at modifying a payment plan after you have created. For example, if you wish to make changes, this is how you would do it. Navigate to the pencil icon beside the payment plan. You will then be presented with further editing options. Click on the pencil to start changing the amount, description, or order. The only thing you cannot change is the type. If you wish to change the type, you will need to set up a new payment plan. Certain types of rules may not line up exactly with your invoicing timing. This can be adjusted later when you actually apply the plan to the student. Payment plans can also be duplicated by clicking on the duplicate button. Now that you've learned how to create payment plans, let us learn how to apply payment plans to a class or student. Payment plans can be applied at the class level. To do that, click the pencil icon against the class. As we scroll down, you will start seeing some payment plan fields show up. The Other Payment Plan, Employer Payment Plan, and Student Payment Plan allows you to select some presets. These three areas relate to sections of finance models. If no finance model is being used, the Student Payment Plan selection will still work. Setting a payment plan here will allow you to auto-apply that plan to any new enrollments into the class. We are now going to enroll a student. I will skip past all these enrollment fields, scroll down and hit Enroll Contact. This takes us to the invoicing or finance page. On this page, you will have the option of selecting payment plans against the student payer, the employer payer, or the other payer as well. When you click on the drop-down list, you will be presented with the payment plan options that exist in your system. Please note that setting a payment plan here by selecting any of these plans will in fact lock the installments to a degree. For maximum flexibility, we recommend to always use custom payment plan instead. I am now going to select custom payment plan for this student. Scroll down and click on Submit to lock in the changes. We will now return to the Finance Details area by clicking on the shortcut button at the top. As you can see, the Custom Payment Plan option has been applied. You can click on Add Installments, and this will allow you to select the payment plan that you had created. As you can see, when you select this option, aXcelerate allows you to amend the name, the price, as well as the due date. You may even add additional installments should the student request to do so. Simply hit Update to lock in any further changes. As you can see, the due dates have been calculated based on how you have set this up in the payment plan area. If you wish to make any changes at this stage, simply click on Update Installments and you'll come back to this page where you can continue to revise the payment plan. To manually raise an invoice against this student, click on the Manual Invoice link at the top right of the Finance Details section. Scroll down and select the payment plan installment which you would like to invoice for. In this case, I'm going to create the invoice for the first installment. You will now be taken to the invoicing page where you can see that the first installment has been added to the invoice description. Since there can only be one due date per invoice, you should generally raise one invoice per installment. If you have access to workflow, you can actually automate the raising and sending of payment plan invoices. Our workflow webinars can show exactly how this can be performed. Remember, it is important to perform all practicing with payment plans in your staging environment first, before moving on to the live environment to set things up. Let us now recap what we have learned so far. You have been taken through a general understanding of finance-related integrations. You have learned how to create and apply standardized discounts. You have also learned how to create and use finance models for distributing costs among different parties. You have also learned how to create and apply payment plans to break up course fees into installments. You should now be able to begin exploring the help documentation to begin setting up any desired integrations. You should also be able to start building up any required discounts and payment plans in the live environment. Please don't forget to practice in staging with all the features shown in lesson. I also want to remind you to reach out to your onboarding consultant if you have any specific finance scenarios you wish to run through. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the advanced features of the finance section in aXcelerate. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us today for the aXcelerate learning series. We hope this session was informative. Now go to the description box below and book your spot on the live Q&A session. We also value any suggestions and feedback, so you can also find our feedback link in the description box below. See you next time.